Today I want to unbox and explore one item that sits on my shelf for last year, and that is this big box Star Wars Behind the Magic from late 90s. An interactive application containing deleted scenes, interviews, and all sorts of other goodies around the original Star Wars trilogy. Additionally, it should have a sneak peek for Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, as it was released just prior of the premiere of it. You gotta understand that at that time, Star Wars franchise was not saturated as it is today. I would even call it ruined with too many series, cartoons and such. And it is kind of already hard to follow everything new happening with Star Wars. Well, since Disney took over the steering wheel. But back in that time, this item would be awesome to have. Well, it is also today. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, drop a like, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, I still have a couple of similar items as this one. So shall we proceed and unbox this one, right? So here it is, Star Wars Behind the Magic. The Insider's Guide to Star Wars. Includes exclusive interviews, rare film footage, so deleted scenes, and Episode 1 sneak preview. The format is standard like game big box, and from the sides it is designated for Windows 95-98. Hopefully it will work on my Windows XP machine, we'll see. And the bottom should give requirements. Hopefully you can see this. It says Pentium 133 MHz, graphics card, 60 megs of RAM, and a CD drive, so it shouldn't be an issue. And let's open up, so we'll see what is inside. And one thing, we can even see here, price, it was €6.78, which is even cheaper that I paid for. Yeah, so that's it. Let's put this aside. We have the booklet around the Star Wars Behind the Magic, some promo materials, and actual 2 CDs that contain all the good stuff. So let's check it out. The promo materials. So just some promo materials of games and software, and probably some movies that they offer at that time. So Grim Fandango, Great Adventure, right? Jedi Knight, the one that we are looking at this very moment, Rogue Squadron, Monkey Island, Outlaws. Interestingly, the prices for this are under $20, which is great price at that time. I don't know if these were re-releases or small boxes, but this is a great price that I would definitely get back at the time. If I had the money, I was way too young to be spending these amounts at the time. But yeah, so PlayStation titles, X-Wing, Rebellion, Shadows of the Empire, LucasArts Archives, so multiple titles all in one box. And as said, the prices are all capped at $20. So for example, Dig Full Throttle, which costs a lot of money today if you would buy today on eBay or somewhere. So for example, Day of the Tentacle for $20. This is now really rare item which you have to pay big bucks on eBay and such. And other goodies like t-shirts, cups and such. Yeah. Indiana Jones Infernal Machine, I have not played this as this was a 3D title back in the time. As you can see, this one is a little bit more expensive at $49.95. Yeah. And order form, I don't believe that you can order anymore now 25 years later, right? And the booklet for this actual Star Wars Behind the Magic, which describes what we have inside, right? But we'll explore that directly from the CDs. I like the design, which is in line with the Star Wars franchise. Yeah, and the CDs. So shall we pop this in and check the actual content of it? So let's put the first CD into the drive, and the second one is completely the same design, just it says disk 2. Right, so I did manage to install Star Wars Behind the Magic. However, there were some difficulties, as in it was hanging when the app was actually playing, so I reinstalled the virtual machine, I picked up the Windows 98, and now it's working okay. So let me show you. The whole installation was completed like in a couple seconds because the whole content sits on the actual CDs. So shall we proceed and let's explore the actual content of it, right? Now the issue is that the window is capped to this size that you can see, but I'm gonna resize this for you so you have a better overview for it. Right, so this is the menu that we have. So if you can see with a small font, it is shown as disk 1 and disk 2 content. So let's go one by one and see what we actually have on the actual drives, right? Okay, and let's explore characters. Between each switch there is a small video. I'm gonna skip it over because later on I'm gonna show you, as noted, where you can get actual copy of Star Wars Behind the Magic. So let's see the main characters. If I click over here, we see the main characters and all the connections to them, and we can also see that through a map, as you can see, main characters, side, etc., and like smaller roles that were in the original Star Wars trilogy. So if I pick any of those, so for example Darth Vader, we can see a lot of information and direct connections in the movie to Darth Vader. So if I explore, I'm gonna get more information on that specific character. So species, height, which looks a little bit too tall, so 2.03 meters, which is 6'7" or something like that. But okay, we can see the image gallery, so the actual screenshots from the movie, behind the scenes, so textual data, behind the scenes images, so concept sketches, storyboards, really interesting stuff that we can find. So, and this is for each individual character that appears on the original Star Wars trilogy, which is really awesome. Right, let's go further. Custom model, right, the details on the custom. I can't, okay, this is just one off info. I cannot interact with any of it. Video clips.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways,
Right.
Lord Vader. Your sad
So
devotion
just
to that
clip
ancient
from the
religion
movie.
has not helped you.
And trivia. So there are over 3,000 questions that you can answer during your exploration of this Behind the Magic multimedia CDs. So you see how vast it is if it has 3,000 trivia questions. And let's go back. So we can also check the aliens and creatures, so Evox, Wampa ice creature, so from Hot, right? Same as we did for Darth Vader. We can see behind the scenes stuff, how the things have been made, etc., right? I'm not gonna go through each character for this video, as I'm gonna leave that up to you to explore. So let's go back and just open up groups and organizations. We can see rebel forces and imperial forces as each side of it, and different troops that serve each force, right? As said, it is really vast information all around. So let's proceed to technology. let's see what we have here. I'm gonna skip the video just because of potential copyright, and no worries, there is always background music. However, I turned it off for this video. Right, so if we check vehicles, so starfighters, aircraft, capital ships, etc., right? And Millennium Falcon walkthrough, which is interesting, right? And one thing that I already looked at is the charts, so the sizes of all of the vehicles and starships that are in original Star Wars trilogy. So if we check, sorry, I wanted to see size chart, yeah. So the first and second Death Star, and we can zoom in. So Executor, Star Destroyer. So if I zoom out, we can see the actual size. So no wonder they thought it was an actual moon. If we zoom in further, let's check where we're gonna get, well, we're gonna see Millennium Falcon, right? So you see the size of it compared to the actual Death Star. So, or for example, TIE fighters, they are really small ones, right? So let's go back. So we can also check weapons, devices. I haven't checked yet the weapons. So, okay, it is split on personal weapons, test, starship, and planetary weapons. Let's just check personal weapons, right? Blaster, bowcaster, etc. Lightsaber. Let's open it up. Okay, more information on it, and we can direct to explore. So yeah, full description, image gallery. Let's see the behind the scenes. All right, how everything was planned. You probably saw those images somewhere on the internet before, but it is nice to have everything all in one, so you can freely explore around the original Star Wars trilogy. Right, let's go back, and I'm gonna skip the devices, so let's proceed to next chapter, which is locations. So again, I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, so it is split according to the galaxy. So core worlds, mid-rim worlds, outer rim worlds. So for example, Tatooine. Let's check it out. Yeah, Tatooine, we can explore. It is displayed what species live there, climate, terrain, interest, points, etc. And behind the scenes. Yeah, actually, I'm quite happy. There is a lot of data around the original trilogy over here, right? I'm gonna admit, when I was setting this installation for the Star Wars Behind the Magic, I did lose a couple of hours, not just with the install, but also exploring around this first CD, right? So yeah, it is quite interesting, and I do recommend for yourself to check it out. And as said, this was also a promo for episode 1, so for the Phantom Menace. We have also the episode 1 preview. I haven't checked that one. So
The higher we go, the better off we are.
okay, I thought it was gonna be a trailer, but we see George Lucas. Okay, this was just short intro, and we can see preview, events, locations, where it's gonna be situated. So let's go, just open up one. So we have audio. I'm gonna skip this one. Events. We see young Anakin here. Full description of it. If I check it, right. This would be an interesting stuff, as how many 2 decades passed since the last Star Wars movie. So the episode 6 and later on episode 1 was released. So the hype was really big for this one. And I also went to see the Star Wars Episode 1 in pre-premiere. So same as for the original trilogy, we see a lot of information around the new movie at that time, right? Who's gonna act, etc., right? So let's go back, and this kind of concludes shortly for the disc 1. So I'm gonna put the second disk into the drive and let's explore a couple of more sections that are present with this multimedia pack. Right, so we have our second CD in and we can pick scene by scene for whole trilogy, right? So for original episode 4, can I open it? Yeah. Okay, very nice, as you can check the whole content of the movie, which is awesome. Very nice. And lost scenes, as I said, so deleted footage was released on this one. So now you can probably find those on YouTube, but I believe this was the first time they released those. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me please in the comments, right? We see the quality is not up to standards, but yeah, since this was deleted, nice to have. Right, let's go back. What we have, so more behind the scenes, which I believe, well, by my opinion, this is the most interesting stuff about practically any movie. Yeah. So let's just open up random. I said this is first time I'm checking this one, right? So culture, publicity, press releases, Jedi posters. I don't think I even saw this one. I don't know if you noticed I have a Star Wars poster behind me. If you notice that on the intro of this video, I have not seen this one. It looks good. Maybe I'm gonna switch. So let's go back and expanded universe. Let's see what this. Oh, so around additional stuff that you could get at the time around Star Wars, so books, stories, and such. I don't know if games are mentioned over here. So comics, novels, storybooks. Yeah, I have not noticed the games. So, for example, like Dark Forces. Okay, and collection stuff. So, what you could get, action figures. Interesting. No prices, and of course, you cannot order this from here. Right? As said, I'm gonna leave up to you to explore in more detail the actual content of this, as I'm gonna show you right away where you can actually get your own copy. So the first location where you can get this piece of software is on my abandonware. I'm gonna give you the main link in the description, so you can search it for yourself, right? Direct download. I do recommend that you have an actual Windows 98 machine, but it works, as you saw, also on the virtual machine. Yeah, so as I noticed on the positive comments around this software, so yeah, I'm also thrilled with it. The second location is, of course, on the archive.org, the Internet Archive, where you can download even the scans of the CD or the actual box. So again, nice to have thing. And if you're interested around more information on the Star Wars Behind the Magic, you can find it on the fandom. I'm gonna post also that link in the description, so no worries. So you can explore more in detail even before you download your own copy. And as the content is actually quite similar, but I find it more interesting with the actual interactive app, and I believe there is more information and all the pictures and videos on the actual CDs, right? But if you are enthusiast and like to have physical media, I found that on, for example, on eBay, you can get it that from 13 euros, which is quite cheap. So the whole box that you saw in this video with all the content, so both CDs, all the promo materials, etc. There are several listings, so yeah, this would be my pet where I would get it, right? And this is just a couple euros more expensive than I paid for the one which I have presented in this video, right? Yeah, so this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next one.